Have you ever felt tired, even when you've done nothing? Or walked into a room and suddenly felt the weight of it? It's not your imagination, it's energy. And energy is everything. Every thought you absorb, every word you hear, every emotion you hold on to becomes part of your field. You're not just a body, you're a signal, a frequency, a magnet. And in a world that constantly pulls at you, with noise, with drama, with fear, your greatest responsibility is protection. Because if you don't protect your energy, someone else will drain it, and they won't even ask. You've been taught to guard your money, to lock your doors, to say no to strangers. But no one taught you how to protect your field. No one taught you what to do with the emotional chaos of others. No one taught you how to stay sovereign in the middle of a storm. And so you try to be strong. You try to stay positive. You try to be kind. But inside, something begins to shrink. You become reactive, tired, frustrated, disconnected. Because every time you say yes when you mean no, every time you stay silent when something feels wrong, every time you absorb someone else's anger, fear, or sadness without cleansing it, you carry a weight that isn't yours. And over time, it becomes your identity. But what if that ends now? What if you remembered that your energy is sacred? That your frequency is not a dumping ground, but a temple? This isn't just a video. This is a return to your strength, to your light, to your truth. Because starting today, you're going to protect what's yours. And in doing so, you will rise, not above others, but above the noise, above the fear, above the games that try to pull you out of alignment. This is not about being cold. It's about being clear. It's not about isolating yourself. It's about insulating your power. You don't owe anyone your energy. You don't owe anyone your light, but you do owe it to yourself. So the question is, how do you protect your energy? First, you must understand this. Most people are not evil, but they are energetically unconscious. They don't know they're leaking. They don't know they're projecting. They don't know they're pulling on your light because they haven't found their own. And if you are sensitive, awake, open, you become the sponge, the listener, the rescuer. And without realizing it, you burn out, you shrink, you dim. But here's your first protection. You are not here to carry what isn't yours. You're allowed to listen without absorbing, to care without collapsing, to hold space without holding pain. This is the difference between compassion and codependence, between awareness and entanglement. So here's your first ritual. Every night before bed, close your eyes, breathe deeply, and say, I release anything that is not mine. I return it to its source with love. Visualize a light, gold or white, washing over your body. Feel it clearing your chest, your stomach, your back, your mind. Let it take the conversations, the energies, the burdens that aren't yours. And when you wake up, you'll feel the difference. Because energy doesn't lie, and your body always knows when it's been cleaned. This is the beginning, the return to yourself. You see, most people wake up and immediately tune into the world. They grab their phone, they scroll, they read what's wrong, who's angry, what's broken. And just like that, they've already lost. Because the first energy you connect to each morning sets the tone for your entire day. So here's your second protection. Begin with you, before the world, before the noise. Before anyone else gets a piece of you, you sit, you breathe, you tune inward, even for just 5 minutes. Ask yourself, what do I need today? Where is my energy being pulled? What do I choose to embody? And then visualize a light surrounding your body, a sphere, a field, a force. This light isn't just protection, it's identity, it's intention. It's the signal you're sending out into the universe. And the more intentional you are with it, the more powerful you become within it. This is not imagination. This is energetic hygiene. Just like brushing your teeth or showering your body, you're cleansing your aura, aligning your field, and activating your awareness. Because you don't live in a neutral world. You live in an energetic battlefield. Every room has a charge. Every person has a frequency. Every conversation has a weight. But here's the good news. You are not powerless. You are the alchemist, the transmitter, the one who decides how energy moves through you or doesn't. And this leads us to your third shield, discernment. Not everyone gets access. Not every invite needs a yes. Not every message deserves your reply. Your energy is currency, and where you spend it determines what grows in your life. So begin noticing what drains you, what nourishes you, what conversations leave you tired, who do you feel small around. These are not just preferences, they are signs. Your body speaks in frequency. Listen to it, and the more you listen, the more you'll realize this. You are not here to be accessible to everything. You are here to be aligned with what's real, with what's true, with what uplifts, with what honors your light. Because anything that asks you to dim is not your path. And anything that makes you forget yourself is not your home. Sometimes the most powerful way to protect your energy is to say nothing. No defense, no justification, no explanation. Just silence, because silence is not weakness, it's mastery. It's choosing presence over performance. It's saying, I don't need to convince you, I just need to be true to me. And that is rare. You've been trained to over-explain, to make others comfortable, to justify your boundaries. But here's your fourth protection, sacred silence. Silence that holds your truth. Silence that reclaims your power. Silence that becomes your sanctuary. You don't need to fight for your worth. You don't need to prove your value. You don't need to engage with chaos to prove you're strong. Your stillness is strength. Your quiet is clarity. Let them misunderstand you. Let them think what they want. That's not your job. Your job is to stay aligned, to hold your frequency no matter what others try to impose on it. And now, let's go deeper, because some energies aren't just in the room, they're attached to your field. Old connections, unspoken words, unfinished emotional cycles, people you no longer talk to, but still feel, places you've left, but haven't left you. This is where we do the deeper work. This is where we release. Your fifth ritual is this: cord cutting. Close your eyes. Visualize anyone or anything that's still pulling on your energy. Feel the cord from your body to theirs and say, with love, I release you. I set you free. And in doing so, I set myself free. Visualize that cord dissolving. Not in anger, not in fear, but in truth, because energy follows intention. And when you choose freedom, your field responds. You might cry. You might yawn. You might feel lighter. Good. That's energy leaving your system. That's weight being lifted. And here's something else. You don't need their permission to let go. You just need your own. This is your space, your temple. You decide who enters. You decide who stays. You decide what gets access to your nervous system. You are not a victim of your environment. You are the architect of your energetic landscape. And starting today, you build walls of light. You open doors to love. You close windows to chaos. You reclaim the blueprint. You step into authorship. Because the story you write from here is one where your energy comes first, always. After the silence comes the shift. You begin to walk differently. Not faster, not louder, but lighter, more grounded, more whole, because now you're no longer leaking. You're no longer explaining. You're no longer shrinking to fit into spaces that were never built for your truth. And the world notices. It feels it. Some will call you distant. Others will say you've changed. Let them, because you have. You've remembered something sacred, that your energy is your responsibility and your alignment is your legacy. This is your sixth protection, frequency maintenance. It's not just about avoiding negativity. It's about consciously feeding your light. So each day, ask yourself, what uplifts me? What expands me? What reconnects me with the truth of who I am? And then make it a ritual. Walks in nature, breathwork in the morning, cold water on your skin, salt in your bath, laughter that makes your chest vibrate, silence that wraps you like a blanket. These are not luxuries. They are lifelines. They are energetic nutrients for the soul. And the more you feed your light, the less space darkness has to grow. Not because you resist it, but because you outshine it. Because protection isn't about fear. It's about frequency. It's about holding the highest signal you can and refusing to tune down just to fit in. That's sovereignty. That's self-love. And here's the final truth. You don't need to wait until you burn out to set a boundary. You don't need to wait until you break to reclaim your energy. You can begin now, with awareness, with intention, with the quiet decision to honor yourself, no matter who misunderstands. Because those who truly resonate with you will rise with you, and those who fall away were never in alignment to begin with. This is your space. This is your signal. This is your light, and now you protect it with grace, with power, with love, always. If this message touched something inside you, if you felt seen, heard, or remembered, then this is not just a video. It's a portal, a turning point. Write in the comments, I protect my energy. I choose my frequency. Let the world know, and let yourself know, that you are ready to live differently, to live intentionally, to live in alignment with your soul. And if you haven't yet, subscribe. This space is a sanctuary for transformation, for remembrance, for rising. Every week, you'll find a new key, a new message, a new layer of truth to unlock, because you weren't meant to live in reaction. You were born to live in creation. This is the quantum key.